With one Robot Master left to go, let's not waste any more time and tackle Bubble Man. He's actually one of the easier Robot Masters, both his stage and himself. I mean, if you're going for a perfect run, he's kind of a menace, both his stage and himself, but if you're just going for a no-death run, maybe Buster-only run, he's really not that bad. He's actually one of the easier Robot Masters, and usually people tend to pick him first, or at least I always picked him first when I played this game a long time ago. But this time, he's actually going to be picked last, because I wanted to get rid of some of the more annoying Robot Masters before this guy. Anyway, here are some platforms that fall as soon as you step on them, without any prior warning, so you have no idea how they work until you actually get there and you step on them and you die. Anyway, here's some shell enemies. It's best not to just shoot them and just move on, because otherwise they go crazy and start speeding up all over the place and get a little bit harder to dodge as a result. So just let them be their stupid selves and just continue on. Ignore them completely. And I think that's the last of them in this stage. And then we get to another infamous little mini-boss that was introduced in Mega Man 2, and that is the Shrimp Maker. I have no idea what else it's called, but that's what it does. It produces shrimps, so that's exactly what I'm going to call it. There's 2 of them in this level, and they can be pretty annoying. And I think this is also the level in Mega Man franchise that started the whole underwater spike gimmick. I mean, you can't have water without spikes, and you can't have spikes without underwater sections. And I believe it started here in Mega Man 2 with Bubble Man's level. I mean, look at that. There's just spikes all over the place. Everywhere there's a ceiling, there's spikes there. So this started that whole craze with underwater spiky areas, which most people fear in Mega Man games. At least I do. I don't know about anyone else. How about you? Do you fear underwater areas within Mega Man where it's nothing but spikes? Because I sure do. Especially in this game where the water physics aren't really as refined, and you can easily jump way high with the little tap of the button and kill yourself, pretty much impaling your head on the spikes above. See, that jump's kind of a little bit nerve-wracking. And of course, returning the enemy from the beginning, this time with water physics, and gosh, that was terrible. And in this particular instance, it's almost like the little croakers or whatever he shoots out almost form a protective barrier in front of him, because you have to kill them before you can hurt him. Okay, and one last little obstacle to go, which will get you every single time if you're not patient. If you're just like bolting past these platforms one after another, just jumping, then a crab's going to hit you on the way down just as you're jumping between platforms, and you're going to fall into the abyss. So it's better to wait at the edge of each platform, wait for a crab to fall down, and then shoot it and continue on your merry way. Otherwise, you're going to reach the end before you even reach the end. Now, Bubble Man, he throws a lot out at you in this particular battle. Bubbles, shots, pellets, and spikes on the ceiling to boot. Why not? But as long as you tend to stay towards the bottom and you try and keep as far away as possible, he's not too bad. In fact, the fact that most of his attacks only do 1 or 2 hit points of damage to you is actually kind of a blessing in itself. The bubbles are nothing too hard to dodge. You just kind of sense their rhythm and movement and then walk right underneath them as they bounce over you. So the only true threat here is, of course, his bullets that he fires. And he tends to fire these bullets at you when he's on your level. So like right now he's firing those bullets, and it's pretty much as long as I'm on the horizontal level with him, he's going to fire bullets at me. So if you can get him to fire bullets while he's in the air, you can avoid all of them as he's floating up over you. If that made any sense. But yeah, not a bad stage or boss at all. In fact, that was my first take. So no outtakes on this video, everybody. This was a good run. And with that, we have finally acquired our last weapon in this game, the Bubble Lead, which also happens to be the one and only weakness of the final boss. So, don't waste it! Now, I know if I do stage select at this point, we're going to go immediately into the Wily Castle, and I don't want that at this time. So we're going to cut the video here and hit the Wily Castle up the next one. So until then, see you later, everybody.